ॐ गणानां त्वा गणपतिगुं हवामहे कविं कवीनामुपमश्रवस्तमम् ज्येष्ठराजं ब्रह्मणां ब्रह्मणस्पतान् शृण्वन्नोतिभिः सीदसादनम् महागणपतये नमः। प्रणो देवी सरस्वती वाजेभिर्वाजिनीवती धीनामविद्रियवतु वाग्देव्यै नमः। अखण्डमण्डलाकारं व्याप्तं येन चराचरम् तत्पदं दर्शितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। अज्ञानतिमिरान्धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मीलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। Let us take 5 deep breaths. Inhale Shiva, exhale Shakti. Shiva, Shakti. Shiva, Shakti. Shiva, Shakti. Shiva, Shakti. Shiva, Shakti. So, I had written in question and answer about Bhagavan, Bhagavati, Bhagavata, and I wanted to tell you in person about Bhagavat Pada. Bhagavat Pada. One who is serving as the feet of Bhagavan or Bhagavati. That is Guru. Guru as Bhagavat Pada, we use it for Jagat Gurus like Shankaracharya, Bhagavat Pada, Sri Adi Guru Shankaracharya, like that. So what is it? It is beautifully explained when we follow the Kundalini Yoga Shastra. We all know that there are 6 chakras till Ajna, which is controlled by Ida and Pingala. And in the center is the Sushumna Nadi, which goes all the way up to Sahasrara. So, in Kundalini Yoga, or to any sadhaka who has reached opening up all the chakras till here, he is left high and dry here in Ajna Chakra. So how will he go from here to here, which is empty or which is not with the support of any other chakras? So that is where the Guru Chakra is, in between Ajna Chakra and Sahasrara Chakra. So this Guru Chakra, where Guru stays, it's a very beautiful state of existence for a Guru, where he is in touch with Shiva and Shakti in the Sahasrara, where Devi is extending her 2 feet. And Guru is in touch with those feet. He is latching on to those feet. So he is in constant touch with Devi. And I have already told, Devi is pure Shakti, pure energy with high intensity, high power. The safest way to get attached to her is through her pada. That is why we all hold on to Devi's pada or Bhagavan's pada to draw their grace and energy. In the same way, Guru being here, he is in constant touch with the feet of Devi, who is sitting. And in the 10th shloka, Sudhadhara Saraihi, Charana Yugalantar Vigalitaihi, that we studied. So Bhagavat Pada is the Guru who is in constant touch with Devi, Shiva, Shakti, and he is also ready to draw up, pull up the sadhaka to come safely to Guru Chakra and then have contact with Shiva and Shakti in the Sahasrara. So Bhagavat Pada, holding on to Guru's feet, is as good as holding on to the feet of Devi herself, because he is in constant touch with Devi. That you can take it as the 3rd circle, outermost circle. From there, Shiva and Shakti are stationed somewhere here above. And this is where the Ajna Chakra comes in. So Devi and Shiva being above this, it is the Guru who makes that connection with Devi, as well as he has the connection with this 2nd circle as well. And no doubt, being in the body and the mind, he has the access to this also. So a Bhagavat Pada Guru who is stationed here has access for all the 3 circles. That is Bhagavat Pada. Now, this can be the introduction for the next shloka, which we are taking up today. Kshitau Shat Panchashat Dvisamadhika Panchashadudake
Dvisamadhika Panchashadudake
हुताशे द्वाषष्टिश्चतुरधिक
हुताशे द्वाषष्टिश्चतुरधिक
पञ्चाशदनिले
पञ्चाशदनिले
देवी द्विषट्त्रिंशत्
द्विविद्विषट्त्रिंशत्
मनसि च चतुष्षष्टिरिति ये
मनसि च चतुष्षष्टिरिति ये
मयूखास्तेषाम् अप्युपरि
मयूखास्तेषामप्युपरि
तव पादाम्बुजयुगम्
तव पादाम्बुजयुगम्
क्षितौ षट्पञ्चाशत् द्विसमधिकपञ्चाशदुदके हुताशे द्वाषष्टिश्चतुरधिक पञ्चाशदनिले देवेद्भिः षट्त्रिंशत् मनसि च चतुष्षष्टिरिति ये मयूखास्तेषाम् अप्युपरि तव पादाम्बुजयुगम्. So, the meaning, gist of the shloka would go like this. Kshitau Shat Panchashat. On earth, 56. Dvisamadhika Panchashat Udake. 52. On water. Hutashe Dvashashtihi. On fire. 62. Chaturadhika Panchashadanile. On air. 54. Divit Dvishat Trimshat. On sky or ether, it is 72. Manasicha Chatushashti. On mind, 64. Itiye, like that. Tava Padambuja Yugam. From your pair of lotus-like feet. Mayukhastesham Apyupari. On your rays, on all these 6 chakras, Tava Padambuja Yugam are coming from your feet, which are like lotus. Now, what are these numbers? Why is it given? What does it say? Devi is sitting in company of Shiva in Sahasrara Chakra. From there, she is sending the rays, Kala, through her 2 feet. So what we can understand here is, in the 10th shloka, Sudhadhara Saraihi, Charana Yugalantar Vigalitaihi. Between 2 feet in the center, she is sending the Sudhadhara to the seeker who has the experience of coming to Sahasrara Chakra. The Kundalini has risen all the way to Sahasrara Chakra and he has experienced it. For him, the experience is through Sushumna Nadi, which is coming in between 2 feet, that is Ida and Pingala. So the 10th shloka, Sudhadhara Saraihi, refers to the person who is realized, for whom the center of control of the whole being is in the Sahasrara Chakra. From there, directly he is getting that rejuvenation through that nectar. What about the commoners and people like us, Jivatmas? For them also, she has to take care of, because he is Janani, Jagat Janani. So how does she take care? By sending the Mayukha, the rays of light, the rays of consciousness and energy through the 2 feet. Those 2 feet are none other than Ida and Pingala. How will she take care of that? By sending both Shaktyatmaka Mayukha, Shivatmaka Mayukha, the rays, which have the essence of Shakti through Ida, which is ruled by moon, and the other one, Pingala, ruled by sun, and it is sending Shivatmaka, with the essence of Shiva, the pure consciousness. So both are coming equally through both the nadis, and they are rejuvenating all the 6 chakras. And they do come in pairs. So we see that the numbers are 64, 72, 54, 52, 56. How does it go? In each chakra, depending on the density of matter of the elements, the number of the pair of rays are sent equally. So it differs from chakra to chakra. The more density, the less would be the vibrant frequency of these rays. So lesser the density, which is there in ether. That is why it is the most number of rays on ether. And then comes the mind, which is lesser in number, but higher in density of the matter in it. So like that, she's sending the Mayukha, the rays, to all the 6 chakras, and she's taking care of all the 6, because all the 5 elements and the mind are making a being as Jivatma, an individual. Now, if we add this number of all the 6 chakras, which is mentioned here, it comes to 360. Number 360. So, by this, we can understand how Devi is Kalatmika, Deshatmika, even though she is Kalatita, Gunatita. Got it? So this shloka explains that quality of Devi, how she's taking care of the whole world. So what she does is, I'm holding it horizontal. This is how it would go, but to show you, I will make it vertical. Otherwise, it is horizontal like this. In Sri Chakra, what happens is, from Bindu, being stationed in Bindu, she is sending the rays in 360 numbers, which is in 360 degrees. So she's covering the whole chakra, the whole creation, the whole manifestation, the whole universe. See how beautiful it is. If this Bindu is there in the center, she's just spreading her Kala, the 2 Shivatmaka and Shaktyatmaka, towards the whole creation equally, but they are bunched as 6, which creates Rutus, the different 6 seasons. How is it possible? Because it is chakra, it is Jagat. Because this chakra keeps moving, every part of the creation has to go through that bunch of rays, and experience what that portion is. So the 360 degrees in which she is putting the rays, showering her grace, 360 always is there. Because it is moving, we see the difference. When it is summer here, it will be winter there. If it is spring somewhere here, it will be fall season somewhere else. But we go through all the 360 in one cycle. So that is cosmic. When we take it individually also, before I go to the individual, cosmically also, so this 360 degrees shows that she's Deshatmika. She's controlling the Desha, the space as it is. Kala, the time which is there in space, is also modulated, controlled by Devi because of 360 rays as 360 days in a Avartana. So it comes between lunar calendar and the solar calendar, 360 days. So she is both Kalatmaka, Deshatmaka for the whole cosmos. Individually also, she is controlling, modulating by sending those Mayukha through all the 6 chakras, which are having the 5 elements and the mind. And thus, she's making us go through the experience of Desha and Kala also cyclically. And that is how we also say, when we have opened the Brahma Granthi, it is Bhuta Jaya. When the Vishnu Granthi is opened, then it is Indriya Jaya, the victory over the senses. Here it was the victory over the 5 elements. And when the Rudra Granthi is opened, it is Manojaya, where it is the victory over the mind. Victory over the mind means we become the universal one individual, because we would have expanded as the universe. And thus it will be Mano Jaya. And to go beyond that, we need the grace of Guru for him to pull us up and make us go here. So that is what it is in this shloka. शरज्योत्स्ना शुद्धां
शरज्योत्स्ना शुद्धां
शशियुत जटाजूटमकुटां
शशियुत जटाजूटमकुटां
वरत्रासत्राण
वरत्रासत्राण
स्फटिकगुटिका पुस्तककरां
स्फटिकघुटिका पुस्तककरां
सकृन्नत्वा नत्वा
गगन्नत्वा नत्वा
कथमिव सतां सन्निदधते
कथामिव सतां सन्निदधते
मधुक्षीरद्राक्षा मधुरिम
मधुक्षीरद्राक्षा मधुरिम
धुरीणाः पणितयः
धुरीणाः पणितयः
शरज्योत्स्ना शुद्धां शशियुतजटाजूटमकुटां करत्रासत्राण स्फटिकगुटिका पुस्तककराम् सकन्नत्वा नत्वा कथमिव सतां सन्निदधते मधुक्षीरद्राक्षा मधुरिमधुरीणा पणितयः. Okay, just before going to explain this shloka, I would like to tell you one more thing about the previous shloka. Because I happen to be a dancer also, I used to always wonder why Bharatanatyam dancers, we wear Chandra and Surya on our head. And I hadn't got the answer till I studied Saundarya Lahari very few years back. This Chandra is the one who holds the Ida Nadi, because it perceives through the 5 senses. Once it perceives, it sends the signal to the brain or to the Agnya Chakra, and there the Aham and Buddhi says, yes, I got it, I know it now. And it sends back that knowledge through Pingala. And that is ruled by Surya. So for a dancer, because she continuously uses both mind and the body, she needs the help of Chandra and Surya to make the Ida and Pingala to cooperate in a very good way, so that she can be totally immersed in what she's doing as dance. Okay, now let me go to the next one. And also, I think I forgot to give you the phala for 14. It is Devi as Prakriti. See how beautiful. Devi as Prakriti. Normally, what do? Because we have been trained to see Devi or Shiva or Krishna, Vishnu as a human form, we always look for only human form. But Shankaracharya is opening up that narrow mind to expand and see Devi as Prakriti. Don't restrict her as just the human form. See Devi, feel her, experience her as the whole manifestation, whole creation. Whatever is created is Devi. So for this, the mandala is Devi as Prakriti. Phala, safeguard from epidemics, famine, plague, and other diseases. And it is also has the phala of getting rid of poverty. Now, the next one is Sharad Jyotsna Shuddham. For that, the mandala is on Devi speaking. It's also very unusual. Devi speaking. That should be the mandala visualization we should have. Phala is poetic imagination, knowledge, enlightenment, and Vak Siddhi. So we will come to know how important it is to have the Vak Siddhi, because Vak, the words, the spoken words, the speech, is the bridge between self and the other self. Any relationship between Iha and Para in the whole world, the word can make or break. So, Vak Siddhi is very much needed for everyone, for every being. Sharad Jyotsna Shuddham, one who is bright and pure like autumn moon. Because during autumn, the moon would have come so close to earth that it is so pure, very huge, and also it is bright and pure. Like that, her face is. Sharad Jyotsna Shuddham Shashiyuta Jata Juta Makutam. One who is fashioning or having the Ardha Chandra on her hairdo or the jata as tiara, being lady. Shashiyuta Jata Juta Makutam. Varat Trasa Trana. And in her hands, she is holding Vara, giving the boons. Trasatrana Abhayahasta. Spatika Ghutika. She is also holding the Spatika Mani Mala in her hand. Spatika Mani is that crystal which is white but transparent. So it is transparent white beads mala which she is holding in her hands. Pustaka Karam. And also she is holding Pustaka, the book, which is the representation of knowledge and the Vedas. Sakrit na tva kathamiva satam sannidadhate. One who is satam, sat, one who is good at heart, who has immense love and devotion to Devi. That person, when he does even once, natva, once bowing down, once that pranama, namaskara, how will he not get the grace of Devi to give the poetry in such a beautiful way as Madhu, that is honey, Kshira, milk, Draksha, that is the grapes. So all these qualities are there, Madhurima, sweetness of all these three are there. Dhurinaha, filled with Bhanitayaha, one who has described those words, the words which are coming from this type of person who is good at heart and who is totally devoted to Devi with love and devotion. How will he not get the grace to come up with poetry, come up with speech, come up with soft spoken words through Madhu, Kshira, Draksha, the sweetness of honey, Kshira, that is milk, and Draksha. It will be oozing out. So what can we understand by this? Sharad Jyotsna Shuddham Shashiyuta Jata Juta Makutam. That shows that Devi has become Sattvic Guna, because of which she is emitting that Sharad Jyotsna. One who is emitting that pleasant yet bright rays like the moon through her face. Shashiyuta Jata Juta Makutam, that is very much like Shiva. Shiva is wearing the half crescent moon, which shows waxing and waning of moon 15 days once. And also, when it is on Devi, it shows that the whole Jagat goes on constant change. It is Jagat. Jata Juta Makutam. So she is having that. That means she is very much in unison with Shiva as her beloved. So it is Parvati, who is very sattvic. And that Parvati is holding Vara Trasa Trana. Vara means the bones. Trasa means any difficulty, fear, Trana coming out of it. So taking away the fear, that which is Abhaya. Spatika Gutika is Pustaka Karam. Both of them tell us about Amba as Jnanamba, one who is readily giving the Jnana. So this has the domain of Saraswati, because Saraswati is the aspect of Devi Mahatripura Sundari who takes care of Jnana. And thus, here we see the Sattvic Guna. There are three gunas: Sattvika, Rajasika, Tamasika. So in the previous one, we saw how she brings in Kala, Desha. Now we see she's also becoming Gunatmika. And thus she protects all beings. Satam, one who is devoted with lots of love, she readily protects them. And also she gives the boons which are needed to run in this world. Not only that, she gives the Jnana. How does she give the Jnana? Through Spatika Gutika. Spatika Gutika are the rosary beads in her hand represent the 51 aksharas of Sanskrit language. Sanskrit, Samskrita, is also called Deva Bhasha, Girvana, and its script is called Devanagari. So it belongs to Deva. It belongs to the divine beings, and that is given to the human beings as well in the name of Samskrita or Sanskrit. So those 51 letters tell us each letter has philosophical significance, and it is representing something very, very deep which has come out of Nada. We all know from the first shloka itself, the whole universe has come into existence through Nada as the first resultant of the union of Shiva and Shakti when the Spandana happened. So that Nada has 4 levels. Para, which is not audible at all, totally inaudible, but it is there, Para. And then Pashyanti. It can be distinguished, but it cannot be totally audible. And Madhyama is the one we can make out what the letters are. It is like murmuring. And then the last one is Vaikhari, which is very audible, loud letters which are coming out as the alphabets of Sanskrit language. So now can you see the source of the language? Nada, which is the very source of the whole universe. That is where all these alphabets have taken their birth. But we are happy knowing only the alphabets and using them, and we are not even giving any attention towards knowing how and where it has come from. So it is like if we ask a child now, from where do you get milk? The child will say, we get milk from the fridge in a packet. That's all it knows. But isn't it unfair that the child doesn't know milk actually comes from the cow? At least that much we should know. The child should know. But it won't know whether it is coming from the mouth or the ears or the udder. It doesn't know until it goes and stands in front of the cow when it is milked. Only then it has the clear knowledge of what the milk is. All the more when it drinks, it will have total knowledge of what that milk is, the total experience of what milk is. Till then, it is very, very superficial knowledge about what the milk is. That is what exactly we are doing by not knowing the in-depth meaning of every letter. Because Nada is so transparent. It is transparent. Because it is so transparent, it can roll into any words with so many meanings to the same letter combination as pada. Especially in Sanskrit, one word will have so many different meanings. Hari, Kapi, all these things are having so many meanings in it. So, what we should know is Nada, which has rolled into Akshara, has come through so much of process. And once the Akshara is there, it is taking further Pada and then meaning to that as Artha, Padartha, pointing at something else, and then the sentence. And it is through the sentence we are communicating with one another. So see how important it is. Everyone has to become the Kavi. And everyone's life is Kavya. Whatever we are going through, our life is a Kavya. It's a poetry. It is recognized as a great poetry when it has been led, when the life is led beautifully and it is shared with the world as great Mahakavya, Ramayana, Mahabharata. All these are epics. Why? Because it is communicating through Nada. So, Sphatika Gutika, Pustaka Karam, she is having both Mala and Pustaka in her hands. Sakrinnatva Natva, when a person who is devoted with love to Devi, naturally his heart and mind would have become pure. And that person, when he surrenders, does namaskaram once, he has surrendered totally. There's nothing left in him to do the namaskara again and again and again and again. Isn't it? If you have already surrendered totally to Devi, what else is there in you to surrender further? 3 more times, 4 more times, again and again. No. For Satam, for those great souls, when they surrender totally once, how will they not be able to come up with creativity of such great poetry or such great sentences, which will have the qualities, the sweet qualities of Madhu, honey. What is the quality of honey? It is attractive and it makes sticky. It won't go off. And it also is sweet. A word spoken should be attractive like madhu. It should stick to the person. He should not feel that, yeah, it comes here and it goes off here in this ear. No, it has to stick in the mind and in the heart to such an extent that the words will be ringing in him when we speak any word. Stickiness. And then sweet. Because it is sweet, it is making the mind take in more and more and more. Because mind always wants something pleasing, sweet to listen as well as to the heart. So these three qualities are there in Madhu. What about Kshira? Kshira is white in color. That white is the representation of Satya, the truth. And also Kshiradhara, it flows very fluently and continuously. Like that, the words should be coming from the mouth continuously. And the words should be Satya, white, like Sudha, the milk, Kshira. And then Draksha, the grapes. How easy it is to eat grapes. Just you have to take it in, few bites, and it is gone. And it is digested very easily and it is nutritious. So, the words we speak should be simple, straightforward, easy to digest, and easy to eat also. In the sense, it should be easily understandable. If our mind is juggling with knowing the meaning of the word itself, we are losing the essence of the whole sentence. So, once we devote ourselves with lots of love to Devi, she gives us that Vak Siddhi, that we are able to speak well with the words, with the sentences, which will be oozing with sweetness, with the essence of Madhu, Kshira, and Draksha. Okay. So the next one would be Kavindranam Chetah
कवीन्द्राणां चेतः
Kamalavanabalatavaruchim
कमलवनबालातपरुचिम्
Bhajante ye santah katichidarunamev bhavati.
भजन्ते ये सन्तः कतिचिदरुणामेव भवति
Virinchi preyasyaha
विरिञ्चि प्रेयस्याः
तरुणतर शृङ्गारलहरी
करुणतर शृङ्गारलहरी
गभीराभिर्वाग्भिर्विदधति
गभीराभिर्वाग्भिर्विदधति
सतां रञ्जनममी
सतां रञ्जनममी
कवीन्द्राणां चेतः कमलवनबालातपरुचिम् भजन्ते ये सन्तः कतिचिदरुणामेव भवति विरिञ्चि प्रेयस्याः तरुणतर शृङ्गारलहरी गभीराभिर्वाग्भिर्विदधति सतां रञ्जनममी. So, the mandala for this is beautiful form of Devi bathed in red hue of rising sun. Beautiful form of Devi bathed in red hue of rising sun, Aruna Devi. Phala, mastery of worldly and transcendental knowledge, both Iha and Para Jnana, and also Veda Jnana. This we would have experienced in our life also. When we are little younger, we won't have understood even a single word of what we have read or what we have studied. After many years, when we read the same thing, in one go we would have understood what it is. How is it possible? It is through the grace of Devi, Vagdevis, and also experience in life would have made us understand it easily when we take it up second time. So when we do the mandala for this, it fastens that process of understanding because it brings the mastery of worldly and transcendental knowledge. Now let us go to the meaning. Kavindranam chetah. The minds of the great kavis, great poets. Kamala Vana. It is like the forest of or the garden of the lotus flowers. Bhajante ye santah. Again, santah. Santa, here it is very, very important. Santa is the one who can be Kavindra, who can be the greatest poet because he has totally surrendered with devotion and love to Devi, and thus it is Devi who is speaking through him. Thus, his work, his speech, his words would always become exemplary and beautiful with lots of knowledge in it. So, Santah, whenever that Santa, the devotee, bhajante, when they pray you as Kamala Vana Bala Taparuchi. Bala Taparuchi. Tapa is sun. Bala Tapa is the young sun, that is the rising sun. Ruchi, that hue, which is very red. So, just then when the Aruna, the sun is coming up, we see that the whole sky is red, crimson red. That is the hue of Aruna Devi, who is like the sun for the minds of the Santa, which are like Kamala, the lotus. We all know that lotus blossoms only to the sun rays. So, in the same way, the minds of the poets, Kavindra, opens up, it blossoms beautifully when Devi is showering her Rajoguna, which is red in color. So in the previous one, she had Sattva Guna. In this, she is showing her Rajoguna. So there she was like the Jnanamba. She has prepared the Santa with all the Jnana in him. And now he's coming up with the poetry which will have a Rajoguna. That is why Brahma, while creating the whole universe, he was given the Rajoguna because it is the Rajoguna with enthusiasm, creation, passion, one can create. So in the same way, Kavindranam Chetah Kamala Vana, it is like the forest of Kamala. For that, Devi in the early morning. She is like the crimson red Bala Tapa, the rising sun. Bhajante ye santah, one who worships, meditates on this Aruna Devi. Virinchi preyasyaha tarunatara shringara lahari. Gabhirabhi vagbhihi vidadhati satam ranjanamami. So that Kavi's words would become highly charged with passion, like the Virinchi, Brahma's preyasi, that is, the beloved of Brahma is Saraswati. And that too, that Saraswati, Sarasvati, Saraswati, one who is full of rasa, emotions in her, Saraswati. That Saraswati, when she is Tarunatara, when she is youthful, all the more she is with passion and enthusiasm. So imagine Saraswati, who is, as it is, full of knowledge and full of different emotions in her. So she's so colorful during her youth. So each movement of Saraswati would be spilling the beauty and the jnana, which makes it all the more colorful. So here it says that the passionate waves coming out of that Shringara Lahari, who is Saraswati. And Gabhirabhi Vagbhihi, the words which this poet is coming up with will be Gabhira. It will be majestic words. Not only that, it will be deep in the meaning. It will be conveying the world in it. Each word would be the potential world of its own, because it has so much of potency of jnana as well as the sundarata, saundharya in it. Because it is none other than Saraswati, who is in her youth. Why youth? During youth, one will experience, feel, become one with all kinds of emotions. If it is a child, it doesn't know many of the emotions yet because it has not experienced it. So gradually it picks up. And during youth, it will be the maximum. And then as we become aged, we say, oh, it is not for me. I leave off many of the emotions. So even to enjoy the emotions, youth is the best. So now imagine the youthful Saraswati, how beautiful and colorful it would be. So the words coming from this Sata, Santa, will be filled with great words which would look like Saraswati speaking with passion, coming in waves, Lahari as Lahari. And it is not that he has just created the poetry in such a way because of Devi's grace. He is attracting that many other Santaha who are also attracted towards the poetry, and Satam Ranjanamamim, their heart and mind is filled with happiness listening to this poetry. So it is speaking a lot, because Shringara Lahari, Shringara, Shringam Riyate iti Shringara. That means when the mind reaches the peak of happiness, the peak of happiness. Shringam riyate. In the peak, the mind is in joy, happiness. So, when we take it in Kavya as Saraswati, because she is filled with the pure knowledge, passion, and color, she is Shringara Lahari as the poetry. When that peak is misunderstood, it will be narrowed down with vulgarity or mediocre or low level poetry which comes here and there. Then they will not even withstand the litmus test of time. Very soon it will be dissipated. So here what we have to understand is Virinchi Preyasyaha Tarunatara Shringara Lahari. The words of the Gabhira words, the deep words of this Kavindra will have the essence of highly charged, passionate, highly emotional words with knowledge in it as echo, dhvani. To look at, it looks like very passionate, erotic, colorful words, but it is Gabhira. It is having dhvani, the echo of the deeper meaning, which is highly philosophical and which is knowledgeable. That is what the result of surrendering to Devi, who is Aruna Devi, because she gives that Rajoguna to create such poetry. Savitri-bhirvacham
Savitri-bhirvacham
Shashi-mani-shila-bhanga-ruchibhihi
Shashi-mani-shila-bhanga-ruchibhihi
Vashinyadhyabhistvam
Vashinyadhyabhistvam
Sahajanani sanchintayati yah
Sahajanani sanchintayati yah
Sakatta kavyanam
Sakarta kavyanam
Bhavati mahatam bhangiruchibhihi
Bhavati mahatam bhangiruchibhihi
Vachobhirvagdevi vadana
Vachobhirvagdevi vadana
Kamalamodamadhuraihi
Kamalamodamadhuraihi
Savitribhirvacham Shashimani-shila-bhanga-ruchibhihi Vaishinyadhyabhistvam sahajanani sanchintayati yah Sakatta kavyanam Bhavati mahatam bhangiruchibhihi Vachobhirvagdevi vadana kamalamoda madhuraihi. Savitribhirvacham. On the deities who are the source of words. Savitri. Sun is the source of life for all the beings in this world. Like that, Savitribhirvacham. For all the words, the deities who are the source. Shashimani Shila Bhanga Ruchibihi, who who have the splendorous beauty of freshly cut moonstone. Vashinyadhyabihi, by 8 Vagdevis. Who are they? Vashini, Kameshwari, Modini, Vimala, Aruna, Jaini, Sarveshwari, and Kaulini. All these 8 are Vagdevis who are surrounding Devi, who is called Janani, mother. Tvam, you, Saha, in the company of them, Janani, Sanchintayatiyaha, one who thinks of you, O Janani, with all these 8 Vagdevis around you. For him, Sakarta Kavyanam Bhavati, that person, that devotee becomes the composer or the creator of poetry, Mahatam, with high caliber and excellence, Bhangi Ruchibihi, artistic splendor, and also artistically delighting words, Vachobihi, Vagdevi Vadana Kamala, to the lotus face or the mouth of Saraswati, Amoda Madhuraihi, adding luster, sweet fragrance, like that lotus. So this is also on Vak Siddhi, which is describing a person, Santa, who has devoted himself with love to Devi. When he meditates upon Janani, mother, Devi, along with the 8 Vagdevis surrounding her, that Devi plus the 8 Vagdevis together would bless him in such a way that his words, the sentences, and the poetry itself would be of Mahatam Bhangi Ruchibihi. It would be of excellent level, that it will be giving happiness, the joy to all categories of people at once, like Saundara Lahari is doing to all of us. Our understanding is of different levels, but in each level, it is giving us immense happiness when we listen to Saundara Lahari. So, Vachobhir Vagdevi, Vadana Kamala Moda Madhuraihi, and the words will be emitting the fragrance coming from the mouth of Saraswati. And even to listen, it will have the essence of Saraswati's voice in it. Now, who are these 8 Vagdevis that we have to see? Shilamani, Shilabhanga Ruchibihi. Shashimani, Shilabhanga Ruchibihi. Here, that Shashimani is the moonstone. To look at the moonstone will have the moonlight captured in it, but it is transparent out. So it looks like as if it has a transparent stone capturing the moonlight in it. That is how it looks. And another thing about this moonstone is when it is facing the moon rays, it melts. When there is no moon, again it becomes hard. It melts to the rays of moon. It hardens again when there is no moon rays. So it shows that the moonstone is so delicate, and if it is freshly cut, it is emitting that moon rays from it, which is pleasant, yet it is bright. So that type of Vagdevis, 8 Vagdevis are sitting around Devi. She is crimson red with Rajoguna, but because she is surrounded by these Vagdevis who are emitting the soft white, they are making that Rajoguna to come a little bit softer, and it is making all the more pleasant for the poet to experiment with those words and sentences. These Vagdevis, as I told you, Nada has given rise to these aksharas. So, a, I, u, till aha, all the vowels are governed by Vagdevi called Vashini. Like that, ka, kha, ga, ga, nga, cha, cha, ja, cha, nya, ta, ta, da, da, na, pa, pa, ba, bha, ma, and then yara, lava, the rest are taken care by the other 7 Vagdevis. So they are also called Matrikas. Matrika means the little mothers. Because Janani is the one who has given rise to the Nada, the primordial Nada, which is Om. From that, all these aksharas have come into existence. So all these aksharas are like little mothers, Matrikas, who are giving birth to the words and the sentences. And because these aksharas are also transparent, they are there eternally in the manifestation. Akshara. And because of their transparency, the same letters can give rise to so many words, giving so many meanings. And that Nada has built the whole universe itself. Even if we take this body is also nothing but Nada and Kala, the sound and the light mixed together have given rise to the body, even the mind, and thus the whole universe. That is why we call it Nama Rupa Prapancha. In that way, Savitri Bhir Vacham Shashimani Shila Bhanga Ruchibihi. The reason why he has used that moonstone is to show how Nada to Akshara, to Pada, to the sentence, to the concept, and to the paragraph, like that it keeps moving like wave. That is possible because it is flexible, like Shilakanta, like the moonstone. It melts, rolls from one to another smoothly. And yet it will have its brightness in it. Vashinya Dyabhistvam Saha Janani Sanchintayatiya. So one should do the meditation on Devi surrounded by all these Vagdevis, because of which she is bestowing us with Vak Siddhi all the more. Sakarta Kavyanam Bhavati Mahatam Bhangi Ruchibihi. He will be able to create such great poetry with excellent essence in it, which is giving rise, Vachobhir Vagdevi, the words of Vagdevi is peeping through. And Vadana Kamala Moda, It is having the fragrance and the sweetness of Devi's face or mouth. What do we understand by this? Our normal understanding is the sound can be heard only through ears. We can see only through the eyes. We can touch only through the, we can taste only through the tongue. Of course, we can feel the touch also through the tongue. But why Shankaracharya is telling us that the Kavya is giving us the fragrance of Devi's mouth, the sweetness of Devi's mouth, which is like Kamala. This shows that even though it is Nada word, the sound, it can be captured through tongue also, through nose as fragrance. It is not necessary that the sound should be only through the ear. I will give you an example. You are sitting in the hot summer in Rajasthan desert. There is no water available. We are dead tired. You are sitting on the sand dune. If you hear a word or if you hear a song which is coming from somewhere you don't know, you hear the words. The breeze is coming from the mountains. Along with it, it's bringing the fragrance of the jasmine flower. The tinkling anklets is making me know that my mother is bringing very cold buttermilk for me to drink. And the moon is ready. The full moon is readily waiting. He's readily waiting to rise up to give the pleasant Shitala, the coolness for me to enjoy. You are hearing this song in the midday, summer day, sitting on the sand dune in Rajasthan. Won't you feel all those things happening in your body? You get the fragrance, you can feel it. You can also taste the buttermilk. You can also feel the cool breeze. And to look at the moon, it is so pleasant, not the hot sun, bright sun, who is baking us. So, what does it mean? If these words itself can make us so happy sitting in that Rajasthan sand dune, imagine the great Santa, if he comes up with Kavya, which is the result of his devotion to Devi, what would be the effect of those words on us? It looks as if Saraswati herself is manifesting as those words. And thus, because Saraswati is there manifested, you can see the fragrance, you can smell it, you can feel that sweetness, and also the touch of the words. So one can go beyond the small window called the ears and experience the presence of Devi, Saraswati, in the words of Kavi. That is because he has surrendered to all the 8 Vak Devis. That means all the alphabets because each alphabet is representing Shiva, the presence of Shiva, and Shakti in different ways and different intensities with particular effect in them. So they are not just the letters, as I told you, it is the tip of the iceberg. Below that, there is so much of meaning connected to it. So when we utter a letter, it is just the tip of the iceberg. But that pronunciation of that letter has so much of meaning, hidden meaning, potential meaning connected with that tip, which is coming as Vaikhari, the word from mouth. So now do you understand how we should be prayerful and devoted to the letters as well? If you are able to understand the depth of the letters Nada, it will certainly take us within all the more. Because each letter, especially when their syllables are combined together and made as Bijaksharas, it will have more effect, more impact on us when we are meditating or doing the japa on these aksharas. So that is where the Vagdevis are great. Samskrita language is great because it is Deva Bhasha and Devanagari. So mandala for this is Devi placing her hand on your head. What else do you want? Devi placing her hand on your head. Phala. Comprehensive knowledge of all arts and sciences. That is the phala. So with this, let us finish today's class. Om Shiva Shakti, Shiva Shakti, Shiva Shakti Om. 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 Shiva Shakti, Shiva Shakti, Shiva Shakti Om.